Sometimes, the quietest whisper changes everything. Imagine this: a billionaire's daughter, trapped in total silence, broken, angry, ready to give up on life itself. She lost her hearing in a devastating accident. She lost her hope in the months that followed. And on one desperate night, she almost lost her life. But what if I told you, an ordinary hospital worker, a tired single dad, was about to walk into her room, and with just a few silent signs, offer her something no amount of money could ever buy? A chance to be heard again. Keep watching, because this true story will remind you why you should never walk past someone else's pain. In the quiet halls of Seattle's Bayside Medical Center, Jonas Keller's shift was supposed to end 20 minutes ago. He was exhausted, bone-deep tired from 10 hours of pushing patients, restocking rooms, running between floors. His feet ached, his back hurt. All he wanted was to go home, pick up his little daughter Nora from the babysitter, and collapse. But something made him stop. Walking through the East Wing, the private suites where the richest patients stayed in rooms that looked more like luxury hotels, he saw her through the window. A young woman, maybe mid-20s, sitting in a wheelchair, facing the floor-to-ceiling windows that looked out over the city lights. Her shoulders were shaking. She was crying, the kind of crying people do when they think nobody is watching, when they've run out of strength to pretend anymore. Jonas knew who she was. Everyone in the hospital knew. Mercy Hale, daughter of Corbin Hale, the tech billionaire who built Hale Dynamics into a giant. 3 months ago she'd been in a terrible car accident. She survived, but the damage to her inner ears left her completely, permanently deaf. The nurses whispered, she refused to eat, she threw things at anyone who tried to help, sign language teachers came and left in defeat because she simply shut down. And 2 nights ago, the worst whisper of all, she had tried to end her own life. A nurse found her in the bathroom with broken glass pressed to her wrist. She hadn't cut deep enough to die, but the message was clear. Since then her room was a prison of bright lights and worried eyes. Jonas stood in the hallway, watching her cry. He should walk away, clock out, go home. He was just an orderly, not a doctor, not a therapist, nobody qualified to fix this. But something in his gut said stay. Jonas thought about his own mother, Helen Keller, no relation to the famous one, though she heard that joke her whole life. His mom had been deaf since she was 3, from meningitis that stole her hearing but never her fire. She raised Jonas alone after his dad walked out, working as a seamstress, teaching her son that real talking has nothing to do with sound. By the time Jonas was 5 he signed fluently. By 10 he understood. Being deaf isn't a defect, it's just a different way to live. His mom died 2 years ago from breast cancer, way too fast. But her voice still lived in his head, clear as ever. The hardest part of going deaf, Jonas, wasn't the silence. It was feeling like nobody could reach me anymore, like I was locked behind glass and the whole world was on the other side. Looking at Mercy now, Jonas heard his mom loud and clear. He pushed open the door. Mercy turned fast, eyes wide with alarm, hands gripping the wheelchair so tight her knuckles went white. Another stranger, another mouth moving with words she couldn't catch, another person about to pity her. But Jonas didn't speak. He walked slowly, knelt down so their eyes were level, and raised his hands. I see you, he signed, slow and clear. You're scared. You're angry. You think nobody understands. Mercy's eyes got even wider. Confusion, then something fragile, something like hope. Jonas kept signing. But I do understand. My mother was deaf. She taught me this language when I was a child. She taught me losing your hearing doesn't mean losing your voice. Mercy stared, lips parted, tears still falling. I know you're hurting. I know you feel alone. But you're not. If you let me, I'll help you find your way back. For a long moment she didn't move. Then, slowly, she nodded, just once, barely, but enough. The door flew open. What the hell is going on here? Corbin Hale stormed in, tall, expensive suit, face red with fear and fury. Who are you? What are you doing in my daughter's room? Jonas stood, kept his voice calm. My name is Jonas Keller, sir. I'm an orderly here. I know American Sign Language because my mother was deaf. I saw your daughter was upset. I only wanted to help. Corbin stepped closer, voice ice cold. You saw a chance, didn't you? Vulnerable girl, rich family, play the hero. What do you want, money? No, sir. I don't want anything from you. I just know what it's like to love someone who lives in silence, and I know your daughter is suffering in ways medicine can't touch. Corbin opened his mouth, closed it. He looked at Mercy. For the first time in 3 months she wasn't empty. Her eyes held something new, something alive. Corbin's shoulders dropped a little. The best sign language teachers in Seattle have failed with her. Maybe, Jonas said softly. She just wasn't ready to listen yet. Corbin stared a long moment, then pulled out his phone. What's your name again? Jonas Keller. Wait outside, Mr. Keller. I need to make some calls. 20 minutes later, Corbin stepped into the hall. I talked to my daughter. She wants you to teach her. Sign language. Only you? I'm offering you the job, private instructor, 3 days a week, triple your current pay, at our home once she's discharged. If you can reach her, the job is yours as long as she needs. Jonas's head spun. Triple pay would change everything for him and Nora. But that wasn't why he had walked in that room. I'll do it, he said. Not for the money. I'll do it because your daughter deserves to know she's not alone. Corbin studied him, then, surprising Jonas, a tiny smile appeared. Maybe you really are different. Jonas drove home in a daze, Seattle rain streaking the windshield. One moment, one choice to open a door, and his whole life turned. He thought about Nora, his sweet 6-year-old, probably already asleep at the babysitter's. He hated missing bedtime. Nora barely remembered her mom, Lilac, who died 3 years ago from a sudden blood clot after routine surgery. One kiss goodbye in the morning, and by night Jonas was a single dad to a confused 3-year-old asking when mommy was coming home. He had been in grad school for deaf education, his dreams since childhood. But dreams don't pay bills or buy health insurance for a grieving little girl. So he dropped out, became an orderly, put someday in a box, and focused on being the dad Nora needed. He pulled up to Mrs. Holland's house, the porch light always on for them. The retired teacher opened the door smiling. She's asleep, but she fought it hard waiting for you. Jonas smiled tiredly. Thank you, Patricia. Something crazy happened tonight. He told her everything. When he finished, Mrs. Holland squeezed his hand. Your mother would be so proud. You have her heart, Jonas, and that's stronger than any degree. He carried sleeping Nora to the car, buckled her in. She stirred. Daddy. Hey, sweetie. Sorry I'm late. It's okay. She yawned. Did you help someone today? Jonas paused. Yeah, honey. I think I did. Good. Nora mumbled, eyes closing. Grandma Helen always said helping people is the most important thing. 2 weeks later, Mercy came home to the huge mansion on Puget Sound. Thursday morning, Jonas's old truck looked ridiculous in the circle drive full of Teslas and Bentleys. A housekeeper led him through rooms bigger than his whole apartment to a sunroom full of plants. Mercy sat waiting, still in her wheelchair, shadows under her eyes, tension in her shoulders. Corbin stood watch, arms crossed. Jonas knelt to eye level again. Hello, Mercy. Ready to start? She lifted shaky hands and signed, clumsy but clear. I'm scared. His chest cracked open. Being scared is okay. We'll go slow. I promise. The first lessons were hard. Frustration came fast when her hands wouldn't obey. Third session, she threw a book across the room, face red, tears angry. Jonas waited, then knelt beside her chair. You're allowed to be angry. You're allowed to be frustrated. This is hard. But throwing things won't make it easier. I hate this. She signed sharp. I hate being broken. You're not broken. He signed firmly. You're different now. That's not the same. You don't understand. I had a life. I was going to run my dad's company. I was supposed to be normal. He pulled out his phone, showed her a photo of his mom at her sewing machine, smiling bright. This is my mother. Deaf from age 3. Raised me alone. Worked 40 years as a seamstress. She taught me normal is just a word scared people use for different. Mercy stared at the photo a long time. Did she ever wish she wasn't deaf? Sometimes she wished the world was kinder. But she never wished to be someone else. She said being deaf let her see the world clearer than most hearing people ever do. Mercy's hands shook. I don't know how to see anything clearly anymore. Then let me help you. That's why I'm here. Months passed. Slowly, something changed. Mercy started arriving early, practicing alone by the windows, hands dancing through signs. She asked about deaf culture, about Jonas's mom, about the community she now belonged to whether she wanted it or not. Corbin shocked everyone by learning right alongside her, practicing signs on conference calls, hiring extra tutors. Father and daughter started healing, word by silent word. And Jonas noticed other things. The way Mercy's eyes lingered on him. The way her smile grew real when he walked in. The way she laughed at his stories about his mom's mischief. He had to admit it. He was falling for her. 6 months in, he brought Nora to a lesson. The little girl signed confidently. Hello, my name is Nora. You're very pretty. Mercy's mouth fell open, tears instant but happy. Nora climbed into her lap like they were old friends. Daddy talks about you all the time. He says you're very brave. Mercy looked at Jonas, eyes soft. Does he now? Nora became a regular visitor, filling the huge house with life it had forgotten. She taught Mercy silly signs, played games, turned tea parties into sign theater. Mercy blossomed. She started volunteering at a center for deaf kids, helping others the way Jonas helped her. One afternoon Corbin pulled Jonas aside. Your daughter is remarkable. She gets it from her mom. Corbin's voice grew quiet. I never asked, what happened to your wife? Pulmonary embolism. Routine surgery. One day she was here, next day gone. Corbin's eyes filled. I at least had time to say goodbye to Mercy's mother. Cancer. Mercy was 16. After that the house turned cold. We lived together but stopped living. Then the accident. I almost lost her too. He looked at Jonas straight. I've built billions, solved impossible problems, but I couldn't reach my own daughter. You gave her back to me. Whatever I'm paying you, it's not enough. I'm not doing it for money, Mr. Hale. I know. That's why it worked. 13 months after that first night, late summer evening, sunset painting Puget Sound gold and pink. Nora and Corbin inside building a blanket fort. Jonas and Mercy on the balcony. Mercy signed. I've been thinking what my life would be like if you never walked into my room that night. You would have found your way. You're strong. No. I was ready to give up. Then you showed up and refused to let me disappear. I saw someone screaming without sound. My mom taught me to listen with my eyes. Mercy took his hand, just to hold, not to sign. Is this okay? She asked with her free hand. Yes, he signed. More than okay. Falling in love wasn't in Jonas's plan. After Lilac he thought that door was closed forever. But love doesn't ask permission. Mrs. Holland called him out one night. Jonas Keller, you come home glowing from those lessons. Nora talks about Miss Mercy like she's planning your wedding. Don't tell me nothing's happening. It's complicated. She's a billionaire's daughter. I'm nobody. Mrs. Holland took his hand. You gave her back her life. You think money matters more than that? The next day Jonas asked Corbin for a private word. They sat in the big office, whiskey at 2 in the afternoon. I'm in love with your daughter. Silence. Then Corbin smiled. You think I didn't know? I've watched my daughter come alive because of you. You have my blessing. Just stop calling me sir. Call me Corbin. The confession to Mercy happened on a quiet Tuesday in the sunroom. Jonas stopped mid-lesson, hands shaking a little. I need to tell you something. Let me finish. 13 months ago I planned to offer you 5 minutes of comfort. I never planned to stay, never planned to fall in love with you. But I did. I love your fight, your courage, the way you light up when you master something new, the way you are with Nora, the way you make me laugh on my worst days. I know I'm not rich or impressive. I'm just a single dad with a beat-up truck. But I love you, Mercy. I needed you to know. She stared, tears falling. Then she launched at him, kissed him like the world was ending and beginning at the same time. You beautiful idiot. She sighed, laughing and crying. Of course I love you. I thought you only saw a broken student. You were never broken. Just lost for a while. I'm honored I got to walk with you. 6 months later they married in the backyard, small wedding, everything in sign language. Corbin walked Mercy down the aisle crying. Nora scattered petals signing. I love you. The vows, the promises, every word painted in the air with hands. Life after was beautiful. Jonas finished his degree, started teaching deaf children, finally living his dream. Mercy built programs for newly deaf adults, support groups, classes, hope. Nora gained the mom she always wanted. Corbin gained a granddaughter who called him Grandpa and demanded stories. 2 years later Jonas found Mercy in the new nursery, hand on her round belly, watching the sunset. What are you thinking? He sighed. That night in the hospital I thought I had nothing left. Now I have everything. A husband who loves me, a daughter who makes me laugh, a father I can talk to, and soon a baby who will grow up knowing different is not broken, just different. She put his hand on her belly. The baby kicked hard. She's a fighter, Mercy sighed. Like her mama. Like both her parents, Jonas signed back. They stood together as the sun disappeared, sky full of color. And Jonas knew, kindness isn't loud. It's seeing pain and choosing not to look away. It's offering whatever small thing you have, even when it feels tiny. That night in the hospital, all Jonas offered was a few signs and a promise. It was enough. Because sometimes the quietest whisper really does change everything.